I know you've responded to the UEFA independent report on what happened in Paris, but do you think, given its findings, that Seferin should resign?
Wow. No. I'm not sure who made the decision, to be honest. But so I'm boss as well of some people, and a lot of things. I'm not 100% in the subject, so I get information from different people, and it's like okay, and then you make a decision. So the better the informations are you get, the better the decisions are. And I don't talk about football or stuff like this. We had this subject, we discussed it another day. So there are other stuff around which I'm still the boss of. So I don't think that Mr. Severin had maybe made a decision, but somebody put all the papers together. What is the best place? What is that? I can't see him going, flying to Paris, flying to wherever, either Rome or Berlin, and it's not that good. There are other people who bring that together. Maybe one of them should have a think. If there's not a better place for him in another job, I don't know. But I think really Paris was the worst possible available in that specific area for that day. So in the short term, not a stadium who is used to it every week, every 2 weeks, like a lot of big stadiums in Europe are, big cities in Europe, where you have that, where they play every 2 weeks, or much more used to go, if you go to, for different reasons. You could have gone to Wembley, obviously. I don't know when it was last time, maybe that doesn't work then, but it was a special situation. You could have gone to Berlin. I'm pretty sure, okay, Madrid is in a rebuild, so, but other places were probably available. So and I really think this was, from the first moment, I thought it's not a good idea, but in the end, this specific place could have been organized much better as well than it was. So in the moment UEFA makes a decision, I think they make it because I think it's right, of course. What other reason could it be? And then some people who work there should have done better, because everybody who was there that knows that the people who worked there were not, didn't know 100% what exactly they are doing. So they were not used for these big crowds. So in that, you cannot work with volunteers on a day like this when so many people arrive there. Volunteers for the first time or the second time or whatever, that doesn't work. You need experienced people, and then it can be a great day. But this day, obviously, it was different.
The team in previous seasons being able to go on long unbeaten runs, last season 9 matches in a row, maybe one around this time. Do you think this team's capable of doing that?
Yeah, I think, but we have to show that. Yeah, but it was incredibly difficult last year. It was always incredibly difficult. Now, if you would now tell me I don't know exactly which game it was, but if we go through the games, then I'm pretty sure we won some of them late. We were not always brilliant. We forced luck here and there, and then we had other games where we were really flying and early lead and these kind of things, different moments. So we didn't have these kind of situations really often. Big part of the season, we sat here and you always ask me, again, 1-0 down. So so we kept that for a pretty long time. Then it took long until we got a lead, and then we have a lead, and then you get the equalizer, all these kind of things. So all things can happen. You need to be stable to go through this. That's the difference in this moment. How it felt for me from the games we won against Aston Villa or whatever after the World Cup to this game against Everton. This was us. So the intensity was there. Yes, the goals were counter-attacks, but that when you're as dominant as we are, with all the bad things we did this season, we still have the second most shots on target, I think, at least until last week we had that. We still have the second highest possession, all these kind of things. So it's like, okay, we just should hit the target in the end. That would be, or score from it. That would be really great. But of course, in the end, so counter-attacking goals, I pretty much can't remember. So counter-attacking does not mean you defend deep all the time, and now you have the chance to counter-attack. Yeah, we don't have that situation that often, but there are situations like after set pieces where you can react quick, but for different things you need for it, awareness and the runs and all these kind of things, and of course precision with the passes. So, the intensity I loved the most of the game, and not how much we were running, more how intense we were in these moments, because that creates the rhythm for us. and yeah, now we have games all 3 days, but we work now long enough again on endurance and everything, so we should be ready. We hopefully can make changes from tomorrow on and stuff like this. People coming back and stay fit. Hopefully, in that moment it could happen, but we don't think it will happen. Just we know tomorrow is Newcastle, nothing else. So and that's already difficult enough, but it must be difficult, much more difficult for Newcastle as well than it was for all the other teams we visited or cities we visited in previous times.
Yeah, you mentioned the intensity. Some of the players who've been to the World Cup on Monday night looked sharper. And watching Man City this week, some of their World Cup players have looked a lot sharper since coming back from Qatar. Do you think people have really appreciated how much of a toll it took on them, and it's taken longer for the players to recover to get to the level? And they actually, it's out of the system that the lads who've been to the World Cup.
Look, there were no obvious signs. It's not that we saw numbers and thought, oh my God, that looks completely different. But we all know the performance you put on the pitch is related to different factors. It's your physical, it's your mental, state, whatever you are, you're ready to go or sick of something that makes a massive difference. How we all know. It was massively influential. It was always clear that it will be massively influential, the World Cup and stuff like this. But some deal better with it and some deal lesser good with it. But some trained more, some played less, all these kind of things. There's no general thing. The only thing what was for all of them, they were pretty much, especially for the guys who were long there, it was really, really long since the start of the season. And for us, the end of the season, which was the latest possible, then go again. This is a long year with, for some players, so far, I think a 2.5 week break. So since July 2021. Yeah, so that's really long. So, and of course, they all had now. So, Birch played exactly this amount of games. Now he was out for a while. Ibu didn't play the amount of games, but played as well the World Cup. Was not always playing, but always in training. So, had this break. So the body takes it. So we cannot be prepared for things we never experienced before. So. I just hope it will never happen again that you play a World Cup in the middle of the season. So, but it's not to blame for our situation. We talk more about the general situation of footballers, and I said it now thousands of times that we have to make sure that these kind of things will not happen again. We cannot. It's not our problem in the moment, but we cannot bring in more games. Really, that's just. And we did it this time again, and yes, football players are massively influenced by. The intensity of the schedule, that's clear.
Chris, last one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the feeling similar now if you could get into the top four?
Yeah. Yeah. Would be cool. But it's a long way.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.